Hi guys, welcome to another Motard Motovlog. I haven't vlogged in a while because I've been incredibly busy. Apparently the end of a year is a very busy time if you're in marketing. The great news is by now my company car has arrived and my old car has been sold. I dropped it off at the buyer last week Thursday, Sunday now, dropped it off on Thursday, and the company car is not too bad itself. As I said in one of my last videos, it's a Ford B-Max. It's not a perfect car, but it's actually engineered quite well by the people of Ford. They could have done a lot worse for a mini MPV. The handling is sharp enough, the engine is it's not gonna be a racer, but it's sharp enough for everyday use. Wouldn't know about the mileage yet because I just broke it in. I have about 1600 kilometers on it now. And as everyone knows, the first 2000 kilometers are never going to be your most economic ones. Not that I do the hard braking, because it's a diesel. It would be horrible to do hard braking on a diesel, I think. But I do play a lot. I try to... My view on a braking, if it's a diesel or a petrol engine, it doesn't matter what, is I make sure I don't maintain a certain RPM for a long time. So I always try to be either accelerating, going up in my RPMs, or going down in my RPMs. So whatever you do with the car you're braking in, don't go onto a highway, put it on 120 and just keep it there for half an hour or so, because that would be bad for a new engine. You always have to be sure you either have pressure on your cylinders or a vacuum on your cylinders, so an under pressure. Keeping it neutral, so like I'm doing now, keeping the same speeds, not good for a new engine. Of course, doing a braking like that, it won't be as fast as a hard braking as described in by some other motovloggers, but in my opinion it's, unless you put your bike or your car on a dyno to do it, it's very hard to do that without damaging anything on your transmission. I've missed that with my 1600 diesel Ford. I actually haven't ridden my bike in almost 2 weeks, which is a massively long time for me. I'm actually contemplating getting one of those Olympus recorders. Dumbass. Anywho, saw that coming from a mile away. Didn't even have to touch my brakes, but still should let him know that he's a dumbass. For all the same, I did not anticipate that. Going maybe a bit faster and I would have crashed and died. But you have to anticipate on people being dumbasses. You look like quite a dumbass as well. Don't have a lot of time to be riding either today. Have to be, it's 5:15 now and I have to be at my parents for dinner around 6:30, and I would like to take a shower before I go there. Next few weeks are going to be low on motovlogging as well, I'm afraid. Not that the weather is too bad, it's dry, it's it's about 8 or 10 degrees now. It's not 10 degrees anymore, maybe 7 or 8 degrees. But alas, I just don't have the time. Next week alone I have over 30 client visits to do. In a week time, knowing that they're divided over Rotterdam and Antwerp and some other villages in Belgium and in Holland. That's a lot of visits in a very short time frame. Luckily our management is going to do some visits as well. Not have as many as I had hoped when I started planning, but I suppose they're busy also. The village we just rode through is called Leid. Now if you would translate Leid literally to English, it would be ass. So that village in English is actually called Ass. And there's a, how do you call that, so the place where nuns and nuns live, so a monastery, or I don't know. There is a reasonably old monastery in this village, and a few years ago they were having some festivities around the village Ass, and they had put up a big banner right next to the church that said, so in Dutch, welcome in ons Leid. And if you would translate that literally to English, it would say, welcome to our ass. And afterwards, when I heard that the nuns actually came up with that one, it was hilarious. I'm also contemplating to start a series of videos with tips and pointers on riding. So they won't be part of my Motovlog series, but there'll be a separate series where I try to cover everything I know about riding. I'm not an instructor, so I'll probably forget tons of shit, but I do have some tips and pointers that really helped me along when I just started riding, so it would be great to put these out there for all you guys that are interested in learning how to ride. Just walking your dags, are you? Walking your dags past the hookers. Yes, I'm on to you, boy. I'm sure they don't allow dags in there. Although it always says everything is discussable, or everything can be discussed if you translate it correctly. Alles is bespreekbaar. So I'm sure a dag or two are discussable also. Nasty. Scooter boy. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Dum 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 dum. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Dum 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 dum. Let's pass, Scooter boy. No protective gear whatsoever apart from gloves and a helmet. At the next stretch of road I had my worst almost accident ever. There was I was riding about 80, I'm allowed 70 here, so I was speeding but not really overdoing it. And there was an old woman parked at the side of the road in the turn, and she decided, okay, I have to go now, so without any form of indication she just went. I was riding on the right lane, so I thought, no biggie, I'll just go to the left lane and pass her. But apparently she needed to go left at the next intersection, so not only did she enter a road like that without indicating, without looking in her mirrors, she cut straight across to the left lane and didn't really accelerate either, because she kept on driving maybe 30 kilometers an hour. Could have been less. So anyway, I braked all I could brake. My rear wheel came up slightly, not that high, but it was an unwanted stoppie. But because I wasn't going entirely straight, it went sideways. And in the end, that fucking saved my life, because I couldn't brake anymore. I was going to hit the old cunt. But I just, slightly released my front brake. My rear wheel went down again. And as I was not aligned perfectly, it forced me to go left towards the grass. And I actually ended up still upright in the damn grass. Well, front wheel in the grass, rear wheel was still on the road, right next to the old lady. And she just continued doing 30 kilometers an hour, not knowing what the fuck just went on behind her. So I took off, came next to her at the traffic light, and when I saw she was so fucking old, you had to find out her age, you had to, how do you call that, carbon date. She was oblivious to all happening around her and in no state to be driving whatsoever. I didn't even talk to her. I just thought, well, if you're that fucking old and you haven't learned it, you'll never fucking learn it, so please continue as you are and I'll continue my path. Happy to be still alive. GXL car wash, possibly the best car wash in the world. It's actually a good car wash, not bullshitting you about that one. The Belgian Federal Police Corps, possibly the worst police corps in the world. Not bullshitting about that one either. My visor keeps fogging up, it's so lovely. Winter, where have thou been? Puts a nice cloudy haze around reality. I like cloudy hazes. Yippee. Go, 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 go! Or I'll hit you. I'll fucking hit you. I shit you not, I'll hit you. Stop, stop, thank you. I'm like a Jedi Knight, I'm willing people to stop. And you, with your Opel, shall go left. Go left. Haha! Yes, I willed you to do that. Dze Germanz. Caught in the middle of nowhere. Try to invade that intersection again, did you?